Alright, so here's the next installment of my blog. I've got India on the brain, obviously. It's presenting a lot of questions and wonders and challenges and excitement, and maybe I'll see a tiger. But it's also making me think about how I can talk to everyone and have everyone understand the words that I'm using. There's a lot of language that you'll hear me use that kind of stems from a lot of feminist academia, a lot of queer theory academia, and I take for granted that not everyone understands these words, so I'm going to do my best to explain some of them for you. So right off the hop, going forward, I'll still try to explain them, but if there's something you missed, try to come back to this video, and then that way you'll have a few explanations right off at the beginning of this video. So I guess the first one I want to talk about is butch. What is butch? I think everyone's heard the term. I grew up thinking it was a bad word to explain women who tried to be men. First off, that is absolutely not what's happening here. I don't want to be a man. I'm not a man. I think even trans guys would say that they're not wanting to be male in the way society has dictated how a man's supposed to be. At least a lot of trans guys that I've talked to. Obviously can't speak for all of them. But I am not trying to recreate any stereotypes, any expectations of men and masculinity. That's not my thing. Gender is absolutely a performance. I believe it was Judith Butler who discusses that. I could be wrong on that one. Somebody correct me. But there's also a lot of discussion about that. I highly recommend you look that up. Gender as a performance is basically the society, and all of our cultures. We have a set of prescribed expectations and actions that we police amongst each other to enforce all these gender norms, these things that we expect from each other based on what a doctor determined our genitalia looked like and was at birth. And that automatically gave us the designation of male or female. It's troublesome for people who are intersex. Those are people who have what's been termed disorders. I like to call it biological variation. Blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, tall, short, bigger hips, smaller pectoral muscles. We all have variation. So intersex individuals are just people who have varied genitalia or hormonal levels, etc., who don't necessarily fit what a doctor would consider the status quo. And then the doctor, it's been happening for decades now, the doctor will make the determination as to which gender they're best able to make the genitalia. Look up intersex individuals. Lots of people have forced genital mutilation and surgeries by our medical community. Many are forced to live lives that they don't feel comfortable in, and later in life decide to choose their gender, different gender, ambiguous gender. Butch in a lot of ways is the exact same, except it's not based around genitalia. For me, butch is absolutely an aesthetic, but it goes way deeper than just what shirt I decide to put on when I wake up in the morning. I grew up being told what a woman was supposed to be like. When I grew breasts, the world changed for me, and suddenly everyone expected me to be a lady. The tomboy wasn't cute anymore. Everyone just looked at it as like Christy was playing boy. I think if anyone knows intimately what the expectations of female are, it's those of us who couldn't do it. Masculinity is absolutely 100% obvious to everyone when it is being performed by a body that we don't expect it to be in, or at least what we've taught it to be in. So my masculinity becomes that much more obvious. But I'm not hamming it up. I'm not acting. And I think that's what makes butch women and masculine women's masculinity so different from how we expect to see it in society. It is absolutely the core of who I am. I'm finally walking in a way that's natural to me. It's like coming home after traveling and you've been living in a culture that you're unfamiliar with and you don't know how they go about day-to-day routines and you don't know what the expectations are, and you're just trying to be respectful and you're trying to go with the flow of their society, but it is so foreign to you. And that's what being feminine and being a proper female was to me. I was going against the grain. I was in a culture I didn't know, I didn't get. I still don't know how to put eyeliner on. I could never figure it out. And that was the easy part. I walk so much more comfortable. It is just so natural to me. It is so, like, easy for me to walk the streets in a natural kind of step, and my stature and how I hold myself. And that is absolutely a part of the butch aesthetic, if you will. It is just the natural way we hold ourselves, we talk, our intonation.